Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Evan Carthy from evancarthy.com, and we're going over the markets today. So basically, what I mentioned yesterday, I was thinking about getting rid of a trade, and I did get rid of one of the lines. I got rid of the 1.146 line. Now we just have the 1.618, which was the original one, added in. It was that green line from yesterday. I added that one in because it looked like it was working, but after looking at the SPY, the spiders, and which other one? Oh, the Russell 2000 over here. Both of them were using the the 1.146 as the entry for it, and I don't think it's coincidence that both of those were not working. It kept on going the other way. So got rid of those. So now we're just rolling with the 1.618 level for that one. But it also, last night I was looking at a bunch of other things. And so I was looking at the inside pitchfork, which I'd used before, and have a new setup based upon that one that I started using today that has working out really well for a really nice scalp right here. I'll go over that here in just a little bit. But going back to the SPY, it's still in this channel right here. Let me see, we have come like it opened down today when the market started off today right here. But then found some support. And then after that, it was just a real boring day. Not much going on, just waffling around, and then ended, and that was it. So still at the lower bottom end of this channel. So I'd still say that this channel is still valid for it, and we're still looking forward to go on to the upside of the channel here going into next week. Thought it happened today, obviously did not happen, so looking forward to going to next week. And let's go back up to the S&P 500 right here. So this one right here is just a standard pitchfork trade on the 5-minute chart, using the 1.618, one we had been looking at. You can see using these three semaphores, price broke out right here. So that's the signal bar. Then we look for the entry bar being the next one that comes down and hits the yellow line right there. So it's this bar, so that's going to be the entry bar. But when price came down, hit the 1.146, that moves the target from originally being at the up here at the 1.146 level down to the 50% line right there. In fact, I need to change that to 50 because before I was using the square root of 50. Oh, that's not right. There we go. Now I just want to leave it straight at 50. So that's going to be that right there, about the black line right there. It's close enough to it. That'll be the exit for it. So you can see it's come down here and has used the 1.146 to 1.44 level as the support level. Had a little breakout down here, and what it hit down here today was down here at the daily extension levels. Down here you can see the purple lines, the 1.146 to the 1.44, and all those are based upon the previous day's highs and lows. And that is what I've noticed is kind of, for the most part, when price hits those levels, that's where we either see reversal or a pause before, or a pause for the day. Now, of course, it can push through it, but that is the exception and not the norm. The norm of it is when it hits these levels down here, that's where the price is going to kind of come to a halt as far if it's going down low, or if it hits up here, then it's going to kind of grind to a halt going north for the day right there. But of course, we do get days it just blows out through it. But like I said, this is typically where, and like you can see what happened today, used that support, came back off of it. What time was that when it hit it? Right at the open, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Hit down it, used that support, bounced up a little bit, and then there's nothing. I guess, all the big traders are gone, and nothing happened today at all. I mean, it's a range of, from the open to right here, of 35 points, and that was the biggest move up there, and then it just waffled around, and that was it, literally right in the moves, 1.146 to 1.44 level right here. So we're just waiting for it. I went ahead and got in right there too, and so the exit I'll be looking for is moving up here closer to the 50% level right there. Probably get out a little bit sooner because I like to get out before the hard X right there. So right there, maybe not the 6.8, so that'd be at least a 28-point move here in the SP 500, but that's what we're looking for. Then if we move over the previous day's highs and lows going into Monday, I would probably move my exit lower here, just because you see the high is going to be 1.146 to 1.414. So I'll probably move my exit just below the 1.4414. Just, if it hits that top and then makes it pause, not going to go any higher, and you get that reversal back down a little bit, and then maybe get in a little bit again. So probably my entry going in, or exit going into Monday, would be something like right around there. All right, the Russell 2000, yeah, that's the one where I was looking to see if I was going to totally get out of this trade setup, and I did. It was busting through the 200, and I actually got in I think late last night, early this morning, right here at 1920.1. But I had my exit down here, and they were just straight stop hunting right here. That's all they were doing down here. Let me show you something here, what it looks like. So just pretend that the 1.146 was on here, and we can probably put it on there. I'll show you real quick. Yeah, there, closed above it right there. And there goes that to that. So then it was down here. There's the 200, the burgundy line right down there. I had moved my exit. I had my exit out, or a stop loss all the way down here. I ended up getting out last night. Where did I get out last night? I don't remember. Oh, right there. Yeah, where I got out there last night, because I just didn't want to deal with it anymore, it going down any lower. So then this morning I went ahead, when I woke up, it was 8:15, or I was in front of the computer, decided to get in at 1918.5, and I had my stop loss at 1918.6. And look how low this bar went down to 1918.1. So basically, it's just down there taking all of it out. You know, I think if I had left my original stop loss down here, I don't think they would stop hunt all the way down there, take out all those contracts. Even though it's just one micro contract, it's still, you know, they're going to make some money off of it. And that's what they did. And then they ran it up some. But, oh, well, it wasn't a big deal. But it just showed me that I'm not messing around with that 1.146 anymore for this trade setup. It's just going to be the 1.618, getting greedy with it. But anyways, that one is done for that. But what it did last night, I want to talk about this trade setup. This right here is using the inside pitchfork, the 1.618 lines as well. Oh, and I also want to mention regarding this, I know I had mentioned, in fact I need to do an updated video, that this was just the original pitchfork. It's actually not. It's the shift pitchfork, but it wasn't the shift pitchfork. I had it set up as, where is it? I had it set up as a pitchfork, but what I did not know is you can change it down in here. And so I had it set up on the shift when I thought it was the original, but it was not the original, it was the shift. So I was using a pitchfork, but with the selection of being the shift rather than just using the shift pitchfork right here. So ever since then I changed it, so now you can see it's the shift pitchfork when you start off with it. In fact, you can just see right here, hold it over, see shift, and then you got inside right there. So I got to update that video because I thought it was, when I was doing it, was just the original pitchfork, and it wasn't. It was the shift. But anyways, using the inside pitchfork, how this one works is you again use the three latest semaphores, which is going to be right here, right here, and right here. And so you just draw the inside pitchfork to them. So what we'll do, draw right there, and then right there. Then all you do is you wait for price to break out and close above the green line, which is a 1.618, similar to the shift pitchfork, but now we're using the inside. Then we just draw the same old, let's not delete that because we're going right there, but you just draw the Fibonacci retracement extension levels from the low to the high, and then that is your exit. Your exit is going to be the 1.146, and most of the time it goes right up there and hits it. Sometimes it will waffle back. So as you can see, I did just a couple of scalping today, got in, was it 1931.7, and got out at 1935.2, got him back down here at 1928.7, got out 1931.6. I just want to get out for the day before the weekend hit. And but going in Monday, I'll look at get in again, and the exit will be, you know, just below that 1941.5 level right there for that one. So a long here setup for this inside pitchfork trade. So the difference between the inside pitchfork trade and the shift pitchfork is shift pitchfork, you would wait for the breakout right here, right there, and then you use that as your signal bar, and the entry bar is the next one that hits the green line. But for the inside pitchfork, all you do is you wait for the close above it, and then you just draw your Fibonacci points, and then use that target and just get in, you know, a best level I think you can get in, and just write it up. And you don't, as far as I've seen, you don't move that X, you just leave right here, even if it goes against you. But of all the ones I was doing, I only saw it go down once the other way this far, and then it raced back up to it. So it seems to be a pretty safe trade. for it. Dow Jones, another one with the shift pitch fork trade. This is 15-minute chart, but it's actually on the 5-minute chart. See, there's that. We had the price, you can see right here. There's your signal bar, broke out right there, closed above it. But we didn't have the next bar come back and hit it until this bar for your entry bar right here. So that's a black line letting you know the entry point. It's also right off the, goodness, why does this keep on going? There, 50% line right there. And it's looking to be like a straight measured move trade right here. We're just waiting for the target to come up here and get hit at the 1.146 at 35,476 from that trade. I wouldn't be getting in right here for this one. If it came back down to the 50%, I would look to be getting in, but since I'm already long right here in the S&P 500, look for that one, and I'll be looking at scalping the getting in on the Russell for the inside pitchfork trade. I don't think I'll get in. It's just being kind of overweighted on one way. If there's a short setup, I'd probably get in for it, because then that means if the market goes down short, I'm going to get it, and then obviously it would go down here. But if the market goes up, I'll fill or get a good ways to get out for that SP 500, and it would obviously still be in that. So I have no problem getting in opposite ways when it does present itself. Let's see what happened right here. If the shift has any. Oh no, that thing's way high. I'd have to go up higher to do that. All right, going over to oil right here. There was a really nice trade in oil. I believe it was using the inside pitchfork one again today. Yep, that's exactly what it was. So we just draw, you can see when price closed above it. I'll zoom in a little bit right here. When price closed above it right there, that signals you can get into it. So then I just draw the pitchfork to the lows to the high, which this is the high because you can see it closed right here, but this candle is going to be the high with that wick on top of it. So I got in here at 83.46 and ended up getting out at 83.80, right almost at the top. And actually I had messed up because I had my exit. I think I just messed up totally, and I think I just had it kind of like watering, because I think I probably need to put these blue lines back on it, just showing the 0 and the 1. In fact, I may make them, I can't do it, they're all the same levels. So I may need to put, I took them off because the blue lines, they just create extra lines that aren't too necessary for it, but it does help show me where the anchor line of it is for us. I may have to go and put those back on because I put it up here and just forgot about it, and I thought that about right there is going to be the high. I didn't make it stick to the wick right there, and I had it kind of like up here. So I had my exit right here. Fortunately, it went up there and got hit right at the top for it. But yeah, that could have been, turned a really nice trade into a bad one. As you can see, it just sold off. One had to take a loss because it already completed itself. But anyways, that's how the inside pitchfork works. There was the close above it, and I think I was doing something else. I didn't notice right when it happened, but worked out well. Got in down here and then got out up. When was that? Let's see here. 83.46. Let's see where that is. Oh, I didn't get at the low. I got at the high. So it didn't matter. And then was that 0.80, 81? Yeah, 35 tick gain there in it. So it's a nice one for crude oil. Good little scalp today. And then here's another setup right here. This one I did miss, and I was sick. Not sick, but it would have been a nice one just to finish off the day right here. I was planning on getting into it, and then I went and did something else. Came back computer, it had already gone and completed. But you can see you just take the there's the three semaphore points right there. Take your Fibonacci retracement tool from the high to the low. There it is right there. There you can see it closed down right there, so you can get in right there. If you got in right there, took it down close to it, 13, 14. Max would have been about 15, so probably about 12, 13. 10 at the worst, but, good little scalp for it right there. And for the shift, let's see if there is a short setup. I don't think that's the original shift. All right. No, we're still in it. So it'd have to close back down here for that one being it. Going into Nasdaq, this one was also a nice little, and this is the question I have for the shift. So we'll focus on, what is this one on right here? They're both on that. Okay. So one of the questions I have for the shift, which I ended up, trying it out, I did take it today, is you had these two semaphores right here. You see one right there, and then you just keep on, taking it for the lows, waiting for the shift to close the inside pitchfork to close, above it right there, because you had there was one, there's the low, there's the high, the price broke out right there, and there where it ticked right off of it, the 1.146, before it started going down again. So you see the semaphore hadn't formed yet. So that's the question I have: is it still safe enough to take it even the semaphore hasn't formed? We'll go up there and hit it, because I didn't see this was a down day in the Nasdaq market, and this is when I was looking at it right here. See, there's the low, there's the breakout, the close above it. So just take it from the low, the fib from low to the high. There's the exit you're looking for. So I got in down here at 1508.5, which was, wait, what? No, what is that? 15108.5, which was about right there-ish, right there. 15108, close enough, and then got out. What's that? 15135. Close enough. About 26 points there in the Nasdaq for that one. So that one wasn't like an official one, but I'm wondering if it is good enough for do that, because you can see down here where price finally did break out of it. This one been real hard to get in. I didn't even see it at the time, but that semaphore had formed. Price came up, broke it right there, or closed above it. So that's where the entry goes, and then the next one just took off, hit it right away. So this is just a straight scalping trade setup for it, but that's how that one works. And it looks like the shift pitchfork, we are in a long setup here for Nasdaq. Let's see here. Yep, so we are in a long setup right here for Nasdaq. You can see, which one do you want? You don't want to use that one. It doesn't matter. They're both the same, because that's going to be the high point. So there we had the bar that closed just barely north of the bar, or maybe that one was, but it doesn't matter. Because pretty much the entry point is about the same for each of them, and this is the high bar for it. So take it from high to low, use that, and then the target we're looking for is up here. We'll just create a target box for it. Target, there we go. So it's the bottom of the target box right there at the 1.146 line at 15152.75. So that's what we're looking at right there. Setup, it could be a good, nice little measured move. You can see it when it hits the 50% in the Fibonacci retracement box. It's been finding really nice support off of it. So just like the rest of the markets, once it definitely got into the afternoon time, this thing was, there's no movement at all. Nothing was going on. So Monday we'll look for this thing to shoot up and hit that target up there. I would not be looking to get into this. The earliest I'd be looking to is at minimum down between the 50 and 61.8. But since the Nasdaq has a whole lot more margin for it, I typically only use it for scalping trades like that inside pitchfork trade. Let's go look at Bitcoin, a little bit of long term. This one is still involved in the never-ending cycle of trying for it to go and hit. Let's change that to, there we go, to the 50% level, which is going to be this black line right there. In fact, what we'll do is we'll just put, to make it easier to see, we'll just put the target box there for it. So, but this one will be the upper part of the target box right there, the 50% line. That's the exit we are looking for this. And you see prices come back right here to the 1.44. It's found support every single time for it, and every time you think it's going to, break out, it keeps on getting sucked back into it. So let's see if Monday, if the lows still come down here and hold back to the 1.44. Then eventually, if the price will finally go up and hit the 50% level to complete that long setup here in Bitcoin for the futures for Bitcoin right there. Now for the inside pitchfork right here, you can see using that semaphore, and that semaphore is just one of the things I was looking at. Is this is actually now in a long setup for it, because if you use the lowest low right there, and then you use the high from it, which is right here, because even though price did close above it right there, which signals you can get into it, you use that high, because that's the high from it, and this just has to be inside the high, so use that. So when price retrace, let me take this box out of there. When price price retraced. You can see it had been finding support within the 50 to the 61.8. Not a whole lot of support, but it hasn't, crashed right through it right there. The exit we're looking for here for this trade, for that inside pitchfork trade, is up here at 30, 40, 80 right there. Now, if this question I did have for myself, what if you just use the closest low to it, and using that high, it obviously hit up right up in there and actually looks pretty nice too. Hit right up to 1.146. Use resistance as the 0.44. So that's a question to ask. Do you use the ultimate high and low, or do you use the closest high/low to draw the fib levels? So that is one question I do have for this trade. Obviously, if it goes up and hits this level up here, then it's giving more weight to being use the ultimate high and low, even though it closed inside of it to signal the entry. But if it doesn't, and this thing just sells off and crashes down further right there, then I'll have to also rethink if this trade setup is actually worth it, or maybe you even use a different level to get out of it, like let's see here, hit the 1.146. You could put the 0.786. I think that's the next one. Yeah, I mean maybe that's the exit when it hits down here instead of 50. I doubt it. I don't think it is, but just something to think about for that one. But anyways, those are the setups. Let's see if there's anything else I want to look at. No, I don't want to look at Litecoin. Let's look at Tesla. See what the old Tesla is doing based on these things. So for the inside pitchfork, I want to look at the 1 hour chart. Let's get the daily chart. So Tesla, what about weekly? Actually, let's go super long term for it. So using the inside pitchfork for more of a scalping trade, we'll use that, and that. Still a ways from it. We'll go down to daily then. Alright, let's see what the latest one would have been. So there's the low. Here's the high that closed above it and went from $234 up there to $253. No problem for that one. And then let's see if the shift pitchfork trade has anything to do with it. If we're looking at a nope. If it had closed above it, we would have been looking at pushing it even higher, but you can see that price right when it hit the 1.618 line, it sold off, so not a bad trade. But anyways, just want to check that out real quick. Have a good weekend out there. Take care. Thanks. Bye.